Salutations, everybody. My name is Phil, aka JCServant, and welcome to another special YouTube video about City of Heroes. Today, I have basically what kind of amounts to an interview with Guyver, who is the head of the Sovereign SG. Now, if you don't know, Sovereign is the largest SG on Excelsior and probably the entire City of Heroes landscape. They have a lot of active players in their SG, and they are constantly running different activities. Now, I'm going to be putting a video that's going to highlight some of their regular activities that might interest you as a new or returning player. Now, I do have my own little group together over here, so one might ask, why am I going out of my way to point out this other SG, or what's going on this other group here with Sovereign? And the answer for that is Sovereign runs completely different things than I do for the most part. And you're going to see the contrast between us, between Guyver as a leader of his SG and me as I don't even want to say I'm a leader of an SG. We just pretty much just get together and do things on my Discord channel, but we're a small little group. It's not even comparable. But there is a contrast clearly in approaches to the game. I have enough videos up talking about my approach to the game, and I didn't want to spend so much time talking about that with him. I wanted to allow him to talk because I knew that his approach and his perspective greatly differed from my own, and that his SG offered numerous, if not countless, services, in a manner of speaking, that I just personally have very little interest in. But I have a lot of people ask me about things such as running the 4-star content or +4 and higher type of groups, to doing some of the harder task forces with speed runs, and they're doing some of the mothership raids and everything in between. It's all the activity that you very rarely see me engage with, because I prefer to play in very small groups or by myself. So if you're coming to my channel, you're coming back to City of Heroes Homecoming, and you're looking for, and understandably looking for, that large group experience that's pushing content, that's pushing speed, that's pushing how much you can earn so that you can unlock all the stuff that is waiting for you on that end of the rainbow, so to speak, then that's what Sovereign is there for. So I've given him a chance to, on my channel here, to mostly talk as much as he wants, and we're going to hear a lot of that here in what follows after my introduction. And like I said, for my viewpoint and my perspective, I'm a much more casual player that likes to take things pretty slow by comparison, running lower level content for the most part. And then when I do level 50, plenty of level 50 story arcs and the such, there's a lot of level 50 and incarnate story arcs that I really want to get to, and I plan to do videos on, but they will definitely, for the most part, be relative to what his guild is doing. They're going to definitely be much slower paced, and most of them will be just running in duos or single or maybe trios at the most. But that's just me. But yeah, you can definitely check out the what he has to offer here, and I will be doing a full video where I will go over a little bit more formally and in a more condensed format exactly everything that he laid out for me that they offer as services. You probably will hear me typing at some points when he's talking in the background because I'm taking notes, but I will put that together into like a 5-minute video package that can be more easily digested on YouTube. But for those of you who like just to hear the unedited version of the sales pitch, I've worked together with him to put this together, and I hope that you get something out of it. If you have any extra thoughts and questions, you can definitely hit me up in the comments below, and I will put a link to both of our Discords. You can obviously join both if you ever want to, but I'll put a link to his Discord in the comments below as well. Thank you so much for those of you who are here to listen to this. I hope you have a really fabulous day, and may God bless you. So Mr. Guyver and I wanted to talk a little about today, right? We want to talk about...
I would definitely subscribe to buying a few sets if you can afford them. if you have the money for them, or SOs if you can. If you're fucking a broke motherfucker, then just go SO out the whole way through, and every time you have a chance to upgrade, you upgrade those fucking SOs because they have the little
Oh
button on
yeah.
the bottom that says upgrade. And I would definitely go that route if you were broke. If I wasn't broke, and I had
Yeah.
another tune that was a 50, and I had the money, I would say, like, build your sets as you go. It will make the entire experience more enjoyable, that more recharge and more regen.
Yeah, the
All
weird
right.
thing about like when you're like, let's say 25 to 30, a lot of your powers only have like 4 slots, right? So I will tell
Yeah.
you for a fact, for example, that if you focus on non-sets, you can get more damage out of those at times because the sets, the 3 or 4 piece sets, don't usually max out your damage. It just depends on which
But
set you're
like,
buying. They won't.
I would say the defense IOs, so the steadfast protection, the gladiator's armor, and
Mm-hmm.
then the reactive defense, the
Oh yeah,
shield wall.
defenses.
They're
Mm-hmm.
like 5 million a piece. They're gonna up
Oh
your
yeah.
defense by 6%. They're gonna up your resistance by 6%.
Oh yeah,
You
for
can
your
pick up some of the
defensive
winter
sides,
IO
yeah.
sets.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
pick up some winter IO sets. You can pick up by about 30 that are gonna up your resistance high. But this is very expensive. If you're a first-time player and this is your first tune, I would definitely stick with IOs, SOs, and I would just increase them as they go. Usually we want to go 3 damage for attack powers, 3 damage, 2 accuracy, 1 endurance reduction. These are important things for sure.
Oh yeah. But and we have videos for new
Sorry.
people showing them how to make early money easy while they're playing the game. So, anyways, oh
Oh yeah.
yeah. So we definitely had, as I mentioned to you in the text, we have. And by the way, this is for those of you listening, and I suspect some of these might be your friends. But we have Mr. Guyver here, if you're watching the stream, from Sovereign. And Sovereign, when I first came back, Mr. Guyver was sitting there sending out invites, and I said, well, I've got some compunctures, and I'd be willing to talk about it. Mr. Guyver was very gracious, and he said, yeah, I like to talk about it, right? And so we had a nice little chat that night. You and I hung out for most of the night, and we talked about all kinds of things. You definitely convinced me that you had your head screwed on straight and understood what was important when leading an SG in the game, um, and what have you. Now, I do a lot of different solo and casual stuff for the most part, so I don't hang out too much in the SG. But you invited my characters in. I invited a couple more of my characters in. They're still in there to this
Oh
day.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
And we hang out, and occasionally I'll run or talk to somebody, there at Sovereign. Um, a lot of times I'm just hanging out here, and I'm soloing and making videos for the most part. And I just died, but um, you got a whole bunch behind us that just ganked.
We're the largest, most active supergroup in Homecoming. We also have the largest server outside of Homecoming for Discord. Um, we're the thing. We try to bring in new players and introduce the game to as many people as possible and provide as many resources as possible for people to enjoy the game they're playing.
Yeah,
Weird
absolutely. And
question about this. I'm pretty sure the answer is no, but it's not the same Sovereign that was once upon a time on APB Reloaded, is it?
No, we've always played on either we were on Freedom server on live, and we've been on Homecoming since day one. We started on Torchbearer and then transferred over to Excelsior about 2021.
Okay, so exclusively City of Heroes.
Exclusively City of Heroes, yeah.
yeah, and we share. We definitely
I did say it
share.
was a weird question.
We share that common ground in terms of wanting to bring as many people as possible and stuff like that into the game. My focus, as most of my audience knows, is very much on the very casual, returning new players. It's kind of a little bit of a big umbrella, but at the same time, it's also pretty focused. You're not going to see me doing a lot of in-game content. I don't do a lot of task forces. I don't do eye trials or whatever they're called, ITTs. I don't do PvP. It's pretty much my focus on my videos and what I hang out with and run is pretty much a lot of Ouroboros, a lot of story arcs, um, showing people how you can solo a controller with just SOs, all the way up to like these are the things that fascinate me, and that I make videos about. But definitely want to keep introducing and with videos like my top 13 video and stuff, I got a lot of people was like, oh wow, I didn't even know this game existed. Well, I want to come back. The thing is, like, with those people coming back, some of those people will jump into this channel and we'll start talking, and they're like, so how do I get into a, get into high end gaming? Like, where's the, +4? What's this 4-star thing I'm hearing about and whatever? And so, I want to be able. And I have been pointing a lot of people to Sovereign. At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, that's not my jam. I don't, I'm never gonna probably get into that. Who knows what? I don't want to say never ever, because maybe down the road I'll change my mind.
You should try some +4s. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, but
and the 4-star shit is so much fun, but it's definitely not the mainstay of the game.
Yeah. So I, anywho, so a lot of times I'm like, well, let me introduce my friends at Sovereign, and I point them over there, and whatnot. So I just wanted to kind of touch base because I want to do a video where, because I already did a video saying this is, and let me start over. There was definitely some pushback and some back and forth as the community's kind of grown here, and some people feel like I'm leaving them out and everything like that. And I'm like, look, just because I do YouTube videos and just because, I do, whatever, new player guides does not mean that I personally have an interest. Now, what I'd be happy to do is if somebody else wants to run it, somebody else wants to do it, I'll support you. I'll even do YouTube videos supporting you. You can even have your own SG and I'll help you, get it set up. Like, I'll give you all the support you need. But I personally, my focus is elsewhere. But the more we talked about it, the more we went about it, and some of the harsh feelings that kind of came out, I was like, you know what, I'm going to just point people to Sovereign, because you guys are already doing it. And like you said, you're the biggest, you're active, you've got all the foundations already there. So for people who are interested in that content, I want to point them in that direction. And I wouldn't mind basically doing the same thing that I told this other person that I would do if he wanted to run this kind of SG, as part of our coalition or whatever. It's like, I'll do the YouTube and everything and point people in that direction. That way when people on my YouTube channel, they're like, oh, I want to come back. And, I used to do +4 content, or I used to do whatever in-game stuff. Where's your Discord server? I can be like, ooh, let me show you my good friends here at Discord, or watch this video, or whatever have you. And put it in my FAQs and everything like this. People join my server, they'll see the FAQs, and, I would point them into your direction. So to do that, I'm waiting for Phil to do an MSR.
We have a person that's MSR 6 times a fucking day, man.
What's an MSR?
Literally. An MSR is a mothership raid in
Mothership Raid.
Zone where you go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I won't touch it with the 10-foot pole. But yeah.
Oh, it's kind of an idle thing where you build, if you have a lobby, it's a really good way to level really quick. And we have a person that does one like 6 times a freaking day in our super group, and they advertise every time. You just have to be, I think it's a level, well, they don't have a restriction anymore, so I think you can get there in like level 5. But basically you join up, you go to the mothership, you fight with whatever they tell you to do, and you gain level really quick. It's a good way to power level if you don't have any other way to power level.
The AV came back, by the way. He decided to pick himself back up. He was not done.
Oh, he's back? I'll come back down there. Where is he?
I personally am in a state where I don't do MSRs because it's kind of an idle fest where you just kind of, you bring in stuff and you kill it, and it's over and over and over again. But we do have an individual in our group who loves doing them, and they do them like 6 times a day.
All right, one minute here. We just finally finished the story arc, so we should have 57 reward merits.
7.
57,
I would
yeah.
be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to go ahead and ask Guyver for your expertise on this. What is your opinion on Titan weapons, and what do you think pairs best with them, be it brute or tank or scrapper?
Scrapper bio, or scrapper fire, definitely.
That's how I was.
It's still fun with all of them. I have multiples of every single one of them. But I would say if you were going to do a scrapper, Titan weapons bio is probably the preferred. I like scrapper weapons fire, because fire gets this thing called let me look at it real quick. It's their main buff. What the fuck is it called offhand?
Fire embrace.
There we go. Fiery Embrace basically doubles your damage every time you fucking hit while it's up. So you'll be doing double damage every time it is up, and you will destroy things with your AoE. Titan Weapons is one of the gods of AoE in my opinion. One of my favorite tunes I have right now is a energy melee fire scrapper, just because they will do triple damage, and they are so amazing. Jesus criminy. You can have the fiery embrace up, plus your build up, plus your crits from the scrapper, and they will just destroy anything in front of them. You will actually watch an AV's hit points drop as you hit them, as opposed to any other character where it feels like you're barely tapping them. The EM fire, when it hits an AV, especially with a 50 completely procced out, completely just amazingly slotted, will just destroy anything in front of it. I love that character so much.
And EM Fire?
EM Fire is honestly one of my favorite builds to play at this point out of my 550s.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And there, if you want, it's Discord. What is it? Discord.gg/sov. We have a build on there for that under Guyver builds, and if you want to check that out, you can. And it's wonderful. And that's literally my favorite character to play at this point out of my 550s.
All right, so that's like one thing for my notepad there, because one of the things I want to mention in the advertisements is, yes, you have a very nice, huge library of builds that people can access. Right, of end games and builds.
4,000. Let me see what I have right now. I want to see what I have for my builds. I'm trying to do this thing where I hit the right number. Like I'm gonna energy. I'm gonna pay for the person's build that hits the. Let me see what mark we're at. So the 4,000th build since I came back to Homecoming. I'm gonna pay for their build once they hit it. We're almost there. We're almost there.
So that's a selling point, right? So, and then you have somebody doing, you said, mothership raids, nearly daily.
We do have someone doing like 4 a day. They love those things, and they do like 4 a day to 6 a day of mothership raids. And they love it, and they do it all the time.
And what else? Do we want to put in my little advertisement here? Because I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna do a video, and I want to get these points for a video. Yeah, put a video together. That's what I do. Lots of videos.
I'm at 3,989 builds since Homecoming went live.
It's a lot of builds
that I've done. But we're at 6 years now, right? 7
Is that
years,
like
almost.
That's like 2 a day? Are you just sitting around doing these all day?
I take requests in my Discord for anybody that needs them, and then I just make them, plus my own builds, but then I also do anybody that requests the builds as well, and I'll make one for them as well.
Like builds?
And that's over almost 7 years. I've almost done 4,000 builds. On my 4,000 builds, I'm going to pay for the person, whoever makes the 4,000th build, I'm going to pay for their build. Like we had recently, we had 2,000 members of Sovereign, and the 2,000th member, I sent them $1 billion of me for their 2,000th join.
There you go.
But like I said, I have more money than anything, so I can just send it away, no problem.
Giveaways. Got that down my notes now. Giveaways. What else? Oh, bless you. So, do you have like regular task forces that y'all do, or like the weekly strike forces, or anything along those lines?
So we do events every single night of the week. For example, tonight was our Masters of Mondays, and we have Team 1 and Team 2 that will run for 2 hours apiece. And you can sign up for those, and they we do, like I said, master runs until the time runs out.
What's a master run?
It's so if you've never done a master run, it's basically you can't die. You get all of your powers, no incarnate abilities, but you get all of your powers, all of your slots, but you don't get any of your incarnates, and you can't die during the run. So it's a task force. It's like a Lord Recluse or an ITF or an LGTF, ETC, and you run with the team and you just can't die. You're not allowed to die. And if you die, if you finish it without dying, you get a badge, and that's what the master runs are. Tuesdays are our raid nights, so we do a MSR and a Hammerton run, and then Wednesdays we do well, right now we're not doing Masters of Eye Trials, depending on the host, but we do Masters of Eye Trials. Thursdays is our Task Force Thursdays, where we just do Task Force out the ass, usually speed runs, and then Fridays are our 4-star Fridays, where we run a 4-star team. Most of these occur at 5 p.m. PST. Saturdays are our COP&I trials, and then Sundays is our farmathon, because we don't allow people to actively ask for farms in our coalition, because we don't want to turn the entire coalition into a place where people are just begging for farms. So on Sundays we do our farmathon, where anybody's allowed to join, and we have a multitude of farmers who will come out and farm your tunes.
What time is it now, Billy?
Remind me, it's almost 11. Remind me what Saturday was again?
Saturday is our COP and eye trials, so we run 2 COPs and then we do eye trials, and it's an introduction to content. So if you've never done an eye trial before, it's a good place to start out. We're not doing master runs, we're not asking anything crazy of you, we're just asking you to show up, and we will tell you everything you need to know in order to run those eye trials.
What are COPs?
It's a Cathedral of Pain, which is a eye trial. It's a trial that existed before eye trials existed. We're able to run 24 members, and it's a quick little jaunt where you go and fight Leverathon? I forget his fucking name. It's the one from the Shadow Shard. It's the giant dude with the he has like a cloak on the bottom. And you just run together as a team of 24, and it gives you a 1-week buff that gives you like defense, resistance, or more damage, depending on which one you randomly roll. It's a fun little jaunt. We do them in about 5 minutes, so we jump through those in about 30 minutes, the 2 of them, and then we go and run eye trials after that. And we just try to treat it as an introduction to content, so that if you've never done it before, and it's your first time through, you can still learn something and not feel overwhelmed.
Yeah. What do you do on Mondays?
Mondays is Master of Mondays. We have 2 teams. We have Voltor and Wesker, who are running Master of Eye Trials. So if you want to earn the badge for an eye trial that you've never done, but like it's you basically go through and you do a basic eye trial. So it's like, you know, any of them, the Miss Liberty Task Force, the Lord Recluse Strike Force, the Imperious Task Force, all of those 51s and below that earn you a badge, we go through and we run it, and you don't die, and then you earn that badge for your character that says, I completed this task force without dying, and nobody else on my team died.
Okay. All right, that's definitely...
So we do all of those, plus in addition, that's just our scheduled shit, our scheduled events, and in addition to that, we also run constant teams of people who are forming things throughout the day and throughout the night.
Okay. Here's what I have on the old notes from that.
And the idea is that we're trying to bring new players in who've never played the game before, have never touched the game, and it's an introduction to content for people who haven't accessed these things before. And everything's supposed to be really user-friendly, and we like to say, even if it's your first time, you should still join us. If we advertise anything we advertise, is open to the first time you've ever done this before, because we want to bring you in and teach you something and show you something you've never done before. For example, I did a speed ITF today. I did 4 of them, and I think I had 3 people on there who had never done a speed ITF. They might have done a kill most, and they were just they were like in awe. And we have another thing in our group that's called the Sovereign Guide that allows you to download this quick little app, and it's a pop menu that allows you to give instructions to every single level 50 and even below task force that exists in the game, so that even if it's your first time ever doing it, you can still give instructions to people, so you can lead a task force. You can walk people through shit really easily. Like and then our idea is just to bring people in and give them as much resources and experiences as possible to enjoy the game.
Yeah, and I think we have the same goal. I think we have like probably 2 completely different approaches, because everything you're saying is like stuff that I would never. We'll say never again. Who knows when my mind will change? There's a lot of stuff I'm not really interested in. Well, you can't ask somebody why they don't like chocolate. Why don't you like chocolate?
Yeah,
chocolate is so good. Chocolate is so delicious. Why don't you like pizza? Pizza is so delicious, right? And whatever have you.
Have you done eye trials, bud?
No, I did a lot of task forces back in the last group, and I really didn't like them.
Before?
Huh?
A BAF?
No.
A BAF.
No, I don't like big group activity. I just generally don't like them.
Why don't you? Why?
Because I don't like chocolate.
No, but I'm asking you personally.
I'm telling you what, you can't ask them. Oh, okay, okay, I can't tell you. I'm very good at talking.
Yeah, like if you don't like chocolate, why don't you like chocolate? But I'm asking you why you don't like BAF.
Well, I don't know about BAF. I just don't like large groups. I just don't like large group activities. They're not my favorite thing. I like being in like 1 or 2 groups, preferably 1 and 2 man groups, 3 man. 1 person's a group, right? 1, 2, maybe 3 man tops, because that way I can really see the impact that I'm having. When I'm part of like an 8-man group, it's a lawnmower simulator. We're all buzzing through things so fast.
Everyone else is doing stuff and you don't feel your own personal accomplishments.
It can be harder. Like, it's not that it's not, it definitely can be harder. Obviously, if you're playing something like an empathy and you're the one keeping everyone's health bars up during something difficult, then you can see that you're having that impact. But
my favorite thing in this game is called an Imperious Task Force. Have you done an Imperious Task Force?
I don't remember, because I did a bunch back. If it's just I did a bunch of Task Force back when I was running the other SG.
Is basically the introductory point of task forces for 50 shit, right? And there are objectives in this task force. You have to, in the very first mission, you have to free 10 Sibyls. And my thing is, how many Sibyls can I free before anybody else gets to them? And
yeah.
Sometimes I have missions where I'm doing 7 of the 10. Sometimes I have missions where I'm only doing 3 of the 10. Hang on, my wife's yelling at me. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I've been quiet. You're right. We need an acronym. We need an acronym chart for all the. I work at a university, and the acronyms fly like a machine gun being sprayed on people over there. My first year, I was so lost because of all the acronyms, especially when people are talking in acronym talk, and you're like, "Wow, that's so much." It can really, really hard to wrap your head around. To be sure. What up? There's somebody joining there.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? It's Mr. Carr.
Taking a break from my that mastermind I made trying out a Sentinel, which I've actually never played before.
Oh, nice. Hey, I've just been chit-chatting with Guyver from the Sovereign Guild, because I'm going to work with him on creating some advertisements for his SG for the people who want to do the really big group stuff and the eye trials and things like that. Because as you know, I tend to focus on smaller scale stuff. That's what we've been doing. We just finished up 2 story arcs in Ouroboros. We just did Freak Olympics.
I'm back now. Sorry.
So, yeah, no, I mean what you're describing there, where you're like, see, I'm just
Why aren't
like
you
so
doing
opposite
the
of
high-end
that.
task forces? They're so
I'm
much
so
fucking
opposite
fun.
of that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm so
No, you
opposite of
gotta
that.
try them.
As someone that did play them on live, even though I'm a casual player, I can confirm that even as a casual player, they're a lot of fun.
Well,
They're so, like, a
people
Lord-
also
So
swear.
my shit is the 50s. I love the 50 shit. So I'll do like the ITF, the Lord Recluse Strike. So the Imperious Task Force, the Lord Recluse, the Lady Grey, the Miss Liberty Task Force. They're so much fun, and especially as long as you have one person on it that knows what the fuck they're doing, you'll make it through, no problem. It
Yeah.
might take a little bit longer, but you'll make it through, and they're fun. And you shouldn't be afraid of the larger groups.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I've ran them. I've run so many large groups I can't see straight. I ran them. I didn't like it. There's a difference between fearing it and not liking it.
Did you don't know what the Imperial Task Force is what I'm
You
saying,
know?
and that's
I done like Lady
when the game was
Grey.
dead.
I did
when the
Lady
game
Grey.
So the Lady Grey, did you speed the Lady Grey though?
No, I don't want to speed it. I don't care to speed. I don't like speeding. I'm not a speed runner. I'm the opposite speed. I like to take my time. I like to do my pulls. I like to take. I'm an old guy. I'm not a
I know,
rusher.
but I'm an old guy too, and
You
as a
know?
result of being an old guy, I don't want to spend 3 hours on a task force. I want
Well,
to spend 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, I just take my time. I don't sit there with the stopwatch and go, well, last time I did 21, maybe I can get it down to 20 this time, because I don't got anything in it for me.
See, I don't live in that world either, because I try to incorporate newer players, and newer players aren't going to get you there in 15. Like I've done 12-minute Lady Grey task forces, but
Yeah.
I don't try to get those teams every time, because I'm trying to bring in newer players. And then I also, all of my tunes now have full space in them, and as a result they have teleport target. And teleport target means is I can bring a player that's never done this before, and they're lost 1/3 into the mission, and I can teleport them to me, later on in the mission. I can say,
sure.
I know you're stuck right there, and I can bring you to me, so you're not just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing and I'm lost.
Right. See,
A lot of people are sitting like 1/3 in the mission saying, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I'm lost. And I have the Sovereign Guide, so I'm telling them exactly what to do, but they're still fucking lost. So I'm going to teleport them to me in the current combat that we're at. So even if you don't know what you're doing, I can bring you to me and you can still be involved.
Right, I don't like that. Like, I don't like the fact that I got lost to begin with because things were going so fast that I couldn't, and I lost my orientation.
But I give instructions. I give perfect fucking instructions.
Don't doubt
exactly
that
what
you
you
do.
should be doing.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just it's okay. And the fact the
It can be
the fun
overwhelming.
thing,
It can
the fun
definitely
thing.
be overwhelming.
Well, I'm not over. I've been playing the game for a long time. It's not that I feel overwhelmed. It's that I just don't like it. I don't like those. I don't like Lady Grey. I don't like doing the big task forces. I don't. There's all kinds of I've got videos explaining why I'm not the biggest fan. But the cool thing is, here's the cool thing. The fact that our tastes are so different is awesome, because what that means is, instead of me maybe being over here going, I'm going to do my thing and compete with Sovereign, or whatever have you.
I want you doing your like when I came to you initially, I want you doing your thing in Sovereign, because everybody has different tastes, and we try to appeal to every single taste in Sovereign. Like, we try to integrate every single thing, because some people are just like, I just want to farm. That's all I want to do. I just want to do Ouro. That's all I want to do. I just want to do task forces. That's all I want to do. I just want to do speed task forces. That's all I want to do. I only want to do +4 task forces. That's all I want to do. I only want to do trials. That's all I want to do. I only want to do 4. Okay, so we're not good on 4 stars. We suck at 4 stars. We don't have enough people doing the 4 stars yet. But all the 4-star channels are dying constantly, and they're fucking ridiculous. But like, that's the idea, is we want to appeal to every single aspect of what you want to do. And you can gain a following through that.
Sure, but and as we've seen, though, you and I have very different taste, right?
I have different tastes from every single person in my group.
Yeah, very
different.
It's
not about me.
Yeah.
We have
it's all about
2,000.
you. Totally all about you.
No, it's not all about me.
It's totally
we have
about
2,050 people in our Discord. Okay.
Right.
We have an entire coalition. It's not about me, because some people don't like doing what I like. doing, and I completely concur that you don't like doing what I like doing.
Oh
And
yeah.
I want every aspect of the game to be covered. And if that's what you want to do, if that's your obsession, and that's what I'm really upset about the developers changing things in the game, where they try to say, I don't like what you're doing. I'm going to fucking fuck your build. I'm going to fuck everything that you're trying to do and change it because I don't like what you're fucking doing in this part of the game. And that's upsetting to me. Like, I don't like that. I like everybody having their own personal niche. And if that's what they enjoy, if that's what the thing that they love doing, I want to say, I want to appraise that. I want to say that's the amazing thing in the world. And that's the thing that they love to do. If they want to slow their way and we have we have 2 crawl teams right now, and all they do is slowly go through every single mission in the fucking game until they hit 50. Like, they don't speed anything. They don't do we have 2 different events for that. I didn't mention those either. We have crawl teams as well, and that means that I'm going to go through every aspect of the game on my way to 50 until I hit 50. And that's what I enjoy doing. And if that's what you enjoy doing, fuck yes. Hell yes. I completely appreciate that. That's not what I enjoy, but I want to magnify and elevate everything that anyone enjoys doing in the game. Because that's your thing, then fuck yes. I love that that's your thing. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So.
That's me.
Oh, there you go. No, like I said, I think it's a great place, and I'm a big fan of it. If I wasn't, I wouldn't have reached out, right? I've been doing my own thing for a few months, and it's working really good and everything like that. But like I said, I want to make sure that, to your point, I think I think we both share the same vision that if someone's returning to the game or coming to the game, we want them all to feel welcome, and to be, in order for that to happen, it's a multiplayer, community driven game. So in order for that to happen, it's important that they find the right group of people that they want to hang out with, and stuff like that. And so I think, like, some people come into my channels here and they're like, wow, I watched all your videos. So much of what you said, Phil, resonates with me. I want to do some of these dynamic duos. I just want to hang out, whatever. I'm like, cool. That's the Discord server here. I'm on a lot. You can jump into Discord whenever you see my voice. That's great. And we'll hang out and we'll chat. And that works out really good for some people. For other people, it's like, well, but Phil, you don't like task forces? You don't like eye trials? Are you insane? Well, I do. When are we going to run them? I'm like, never. I mean, and if you want to organize it, you can.
You don't even do a Posse 1 or a Posse 2?
We actually did do a Posse 1 Monday. That one's not too bad. So we did do a Posse because it was the Strike Force of the week. So we did run a Posse 1.
There's a lot of low-level stuff that you can do as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different aspects of the game. If you enjoy that,
I'm going to say that isn't something necessarily I super enjoyed, but it was like, at the same time, it is a multiplayer, group, and we had a lot of people, saying, well, can we do something? Will you lead something is what it comes down to. Because at the end of the day, I don't tell anybody you can't do anything you want. There's channels here. Go knock yourselves out. If you post it, they will come. If you post, hey, I'm running this, people will show up and come. We had one guy in here one day who was running back-to-back stuff, and he was running +4, he's running this, he's running that, and people are joining. We have some people who are just dying for someone to lead something and run it, right, at the end of the day. The problem is that's the trick, right? Nobody wants to run shit. So at the end of the day, it's like, look, if you're trying to put this on me, you're looking at the wrong guy, because it's not even that I don't want to run, it's that I don't want to be in task forces. I'll do it once a week, hang out with the cool kids for once a week. That drains my I'm an introvert. So as introverts, we're drained by large groups. We're energized by small groups. I'll do it once a week, my battery will be depleted, and the rest of the week I'll just recharge. So I do it once a week. So yeah, we did Posse because it was an easy one. Posse, you're right. Posse's freaking tank and spank, and it wasn't much of an issue at all. Just a little time consuming. I think it took us over 2 hours.
Yeah, that one's pretty long.
Yeah. This week I was going to do the red side. We didn't have enough people, so we just did Ouroboros instead. So we had a couple good runs here, and that's fine for me. I prefer it small anyways. So to me, it was like, yay, no task force. But yeah, if enough people showed up, I would have run the task force. Sure.
So in Sovereign, I have this rule where our event leads are only allowed to lead one event. And the reason for that is because, like you said, it's a lot. And we're a lot of introverts. And so one is about all we got in us, right? So we have multiple various leaders who run each individual one. It's not like one person running 20 events. It's 20 people running 20 events. And that's the idea. It's because if you have to lead 20 events, it's way too fucking much. It's so much, and you have to show up, and you have to be there constantly, and every single week you have to be there. But instead, it's one person, one individual running one event, and there's 20 different individuals that run the events.
Yeah, well, whatever people want to do. I personally don't have a horse in the race. If somebody wanted to run 10, knock themselves out, I don't have an opinion on the matter, because I could run Ouroboros all day long, and people are like, you don't ever get bored and burned out on Ouroboros? And I'm like, no, it's what I really like to do. And if I have to run an like when there's only two other people with me, I'm running the Ouroboros, right? Generally speaking, and
we have people that love running the Ouroboros, and they do that. That's not my thing, but other people enjoy that, and I try to encourage any type of content that people could want to run.
Yeah. So, but yeah, when people come in here, I want to be able to point in a direction and say, "Oh, you're looking for this or this or this. Let me tell you about my good friends at Sovereign. Here's a huge list of all these things. Like everything you listed there, everything you listed. I took notes, sent them to you. Everything you listed there are things that are outside of my wheelhouse and outside of what I want in my wheelhouse, just about, because it's all really cool, but it's all, the fact that you're so much into building is one of the things that I really don't like to spend a lot of time on. It is part of the game, and it's important to get, what you want out of it. And for me, like a fun building is like, oh, I have figured out a way to make a level 10 controller solo friendly. I'll make a video on that. How to solo controllers, because those are really hard to solo without losing patience. I'll occasionally figure a few things out on my own, and I pat myself on the back. But sitting there with mids and building level 50 things and optimizing it to be able to solo times 8+4 and stuff like that, it's just very low appeal to me. And I have people on here.
The game starts until 50. Like that's right. You SOs all the way through. You can do whatever the fuck you want. The game's built, especially up to 50, to fuck around and find out. Like, it's not necessarily you have to build this way or that way. Do whatever the fuck you want. Explore your powers. Have a great time until 50. The 50 is where the game starts, and then it's not just the 50, it's the next 50, and it's the next 50 after that. That's what makes the game addictive.
Yeah, personally. Yeah. For me, I do play some level 50 stuff, but I spend a lot more time just rolling up new tunes, trying different power combinations, making videos out of it, and I don't spend too much time on my level 50 characters.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you introducing new players to content.
Yeah, but there's definitely players who come along and go, that doesn't make any sense. I want to play the level 50 stuff. I want to do incarnate, and I've got like videos on at least how to get your incarnates going and stuff like that. But when one thing to say in my videos is what I don't give. I will give a lot of advice because it's the sandbox I play in. I can give a lot of advice about, let's say, leveling different archetypes, which one's level the easiest, solo the easiest, duo the easiest. I like doing duos. What are some good duo combos through the levels of 10 and 15 and 20, right? But when you're like getting in that level 50 stuff and you're like, I want to know about builds and stuff like that, I pass on some of the wisdom I learned from some of the build masters that were in my last SG. I pass on some common nuggets with them and some stuff that I use in my 50s on the occasion that I do, set up a level 50 and play them some more. But I always say, I'm not a build expert. I don't play in that sandbox a whole lot. For more expert advice, there are people out there like Guyver who have tons of build guides, and they're the kind of people, I said, for my money, if I want to be serious about learning how to play the game, at level 50, and whatever have you, I want to sit down with those people and say, I see you got these builds. That's awesome. And I can learn something by looking at them. But would you sit down and explain me step by step why you chose each thing on here? And I know
I
you would
can't do
do
that.
it. You can do
I
that,
would
right?
definitely not do it. I
Oh,
would
you won't do
not
it?
do it.
You
I
wouldn't
would
explain to somebody
never
your
do
thought
it.
process?
Oh hell no.
Why not?
Like it's because it's so much of my time and effort at that point to explain a build process, especially to people. Like I run into a lot of people who are like, I know better than you because I played for 2 weeks.
That's fair. What about sitting down and making a video or having somebody make a video with you, if you don't want to handle the IT side of it, where you just
Explaining
explain it.
defense, yeah, explaining the defense versus resistance versus procs versus the current game build. I could do that,
Or just
but I
why.
don't want to sit there and
Yeah.
like, why did I take this one slot here? Like, no. I can't explain that to you because it's not about why I took this one slot here. It's why I took every single slot in my build in order to get to these totals. I am looking for a certain amount of totals. I am looking for a certain amount of procs, and I'm trying to create an attack chain based on the procs that I have in the build. So you're using the procs and you're not using everything else. Like this is the point of it. It's not about like why I took this one slot here or why I took this one set here. It's everything together in the build adds up to your final totals.
Sure, sure.
And I run into and the problematic issue is that you run into players who are like, why did you take fucking this level 34 slot in order to proc this or whatever? And it's like, you don't understand. And then the really upsetting thing is when you run into players who are like, because so literally I spend 5 billion to 10 billion a week helping new players. Every time I run into a new 50, I'm like, let me give you a build and let me give you a billion infamy, or inf rather, because it's infamy or influence, to help you make this thing happen. And then you run into the 3 or 4 players in the 3 months that are, I know more than you because I played this game for 2 weeks. And it's really upsetting when you have to kind of like negotiate with those individuals. And when you it's so much time and effort.
Hmm.
And then it's so much time and effort for a person who's going to play the game for a month.
Mm-hmm,
It's not that you're trying to explain
That's
it to
fair.
a person who's going
That's
to play the
fair.
game for the next year. They're gonna play the game for a month, and you've spent fucking 3 hours trying to explain this certain aspect of the game when you've played it for, like I said, 20 fucking years, 21 years. And you have to explain this certain aspect to a person that's played it for 2 weeks, and they're like, oh, I know more than you. I'm like, you don't know more than me. You don't know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're talking about. But I'm trying to help you still, and I've just sent you enough to fix your first build, and it's going to take you 3.5 months to get there if I don't help you. And even if I help you, you're still going to be like, oh, I know more than you. And I don't want to help. I try to help those players, but it's really discouraging when you run into those players.
Yeah, that's completely fair. I can understand where you're coming from. I did have that leader sit down with me, and he obviously it wasn't a stranger off the street at that point, right? By the time I had already been on his SG for a while and had run things and everything else, when I was like, okay, I'm gonna finally tackle this level 50 because I was in no rush to get to 50, but I was leading task
Okay,
forces and
can we
stuff.
pause for just a second? Can we pause for just a second? You have to come on a Saturday. If you're not comfortable with these things and with these high level shit, please
Dude, I'm
come
talking.
on a
I'm talking.
Saturday.
You're not talking about me personally. I'm talking about what I did like
I'm
years ago
talking
with the
about you
old SG.
personally. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but I'm talking to you personally just because it feels light in my heart. You have to come on a Saturday and just do a COP and eye trials with us, because if you're not interested in that content, it might make you interested in that content, because we're really explanatory, we're really loving, and we don't care if you fuck up.
Yeah.
And even if it's your worst experience ever, at least you tried. And that's what we're after, is at least you tried. Because it's a lot of fun, and there's so many aspects of this game beyond the Ouroboros stuff or anything like that, where you're in teams. And I understand the pugs are so bad sometimes, where it just makes you never want to touch the shit again. But we have, if at least, as long as you have 3 or 4 individuals who know what the fuck they're doing, even if the rest is pug, we will walk you through it, we will teach you it, we will make it fun for you. Sorry.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. I mean, back in those days, I didn't know a whole bunch of how to build and stuff like that. I barely understood mids. And so I had him sit down and explain to me. And because, I was new, I was pretty open minded and I didn't know shit. And I admitted that I didn't know shit. So I wasn't trying to tell him, um, I wasn't. Oh, hey, Ladera, this is Guyver from the Sovereign SG. We're just chit chatting, and you know who I am. I hope. But yeah, so I didn't like say, well, I can't believe you took that because I didn't know any better, right? I'm like new to the game, but you're right. I've run into exactly those situations and those exact same frustrations that you've run into, where you try to help somebody, give advice, and you work on them one on one, and then they want to argue, they disregard it. In fact, I've been very frustrated about that even the last couple of weeks here. So I can feel exactly where you're coming from with that. So I can totally relate
One out of
110%
50
to
though.
that.
That's only like 1 out of 50 though. It's not most of them. Most of them, I'm just like, let me help you, and they're okay with it. And then they put the thing on and they feel like a god, and I'm happy with it. But the 1 out of 50 is enough to be like, I don't have time to explain these things to you, because I have to explain these things. If I did it to you, I'd have to explain it to another 500 players, and I have to go through every nuance. Just accept what I'm trying to give you and take it as because I have so much knowledge in this shit that I'm gonna give you all the good stuff. And if you want to play around with it, it's fine with me. That's great. But don't blame me when you fuck up your build. That's my thing. It's like, I'm gonna give you a build. I'm gonna give you enough money to pull it off. But if we want to talk about every single aspect of it, I can't help you because I don't have enough time for that. Because I deal with, like I said, 10 people a week I am giving a billion a build to, where I'm trying to help new players out to learn, to at least their first character is capable of taking on in-game content.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Is it? No, I totally feel you.
Not the level 10 stuff, but like the level 50 stuff. Like when I run into a first time, this is my first 50 on Homecoming, I give them a build and a billion. And that's like, I spend at least 10 billion a week on it, where I try to find them. Like it's really easy to find because it's usually their global name is the same as their character name, and it's their first 50 or at least really close. Like they're at 48 or 50, whatever. And I'm like, oh, I recognize. Is this your first 50 on Homecoming? Yeah. All right, let me help you out. This is all the stuff I know, and this will help you at least with your first character, so you feel you're competent to explore the game, as opposed to I am dying every 3.5 seconds on this shit. Because
Yeah.
that's a lot of the things. It's like a lot of the speed TFs, the +4 TFs, etc. You will die every 5 seconds if you're building a character with SOs and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Even if you're building a character with IOs and you've built your entire character out and you spent all the money, if you don't know how to lay those things out, you're still going to die every 5 seconds. And it's not a fun time. And you're going to be discouraged, and you're not going to say, I want to play this game anymore, because it's so fucking hard. And I just keep fucking dying. And every single time I fucking try to do anything, I'm face planting. And this way, I help you out enough so your first character, your first 50, doesn't face plant every 5.5 seconds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, and that's what my videos are designed to do. Like, hey, you're brand new to the game. Like, from level one, here's how you can proceed. If you're just going out there and you're just doing story arcs, and you're just, you want to, you got kids, so you're busy, you're not interacting with a lot of people, you're just trying to jump in and have the fun. And within the first hour, I take you step by step for how to engage with those story arcs, how to get geared up, and how to get your first couple of million influence just by playing through the story arcs. And get people kind of on their way, because the game doesn't do a super great job of explaining itself. So yeah, like I said, we're definitely kind of on the same page, and I do it mostly through the videos, but occasionally do it through personal instruction for somebody who comes on the server, and I'll walk them through something. Definitely.
I just don't want people to feel discouraged, and I mean, like I said, the general PvE, especially the 1 to 50, is pretty fucking easy. You can do whatever the fuck you want and pull your way through.
May I get in for a moment?
Yeah, I'll shut up.
No, I just actually had a question for you real quick, because I'm taking something that you said earlier. I'm going to try out the EM Fire build.
Oh my god,
I
that's so
actually
much
want to
fun.
know first. What was that?
It's so much fun. It's my favorite tune. Like I said, I
That's
have
why
a
I want to try it out.
550, and it's my favorite one, and I have to try not to play it because it's
So
so
how
good.
often are you using the blazing aura? Do you use that more than
Uh,
fire shield, or
Blazing Aura is on all the time unless I'm trying to stealth something, and then that's going to draw. It's a PB AOE, which is a stealth, an aggro aura, and that's going to draw anything to you that you don't want to you. So if you're just in combat, Blazing Aura is your friend. But if you're not in combat, it's not. And
which one's your
like I said,
difference?
this is
Taking
a
first
50.
blazing
This
aura
is
or
a
fire
50
shield?
build though. This is a 50 build.
Well, yeah, but I gotta start at 1. So
Yeah. So take the fire shield because that's going to give you resistance, and you're going to need resistance at level 1.
and I just wanted to double check it was scrapper for this build up, right?
Scrapper definitely. So my advice on 1 to 50 is take every single power that you don't know and try it out and see how shitty it is. Some powers are better than others. There are so my problem with the current homecoming shit is that a lot of the developers, when they touch a power set, is they think every power should be the best power ever. But there are certain powers that should always be skips, and the reason you need skips is so that you can fit the power pools in. And if you don't have skips, you can't fit your power pools in. They haven't fucked with fire too much yet, fortunately. And they haven't fucked with they did fuck with energy melee a little bit, but there's still a couple skips you can pull off in it, so you can get your power pulls in there. But definitely take every single power, see how it feels to you, see how you like it, and then respec out of it when you say it sucks. You get plenty of respecs, and if you don't have a respec, you can go on the auction house and you can buy a respec for 1,000,000 infamy. Or 1,000,000 influence.
I gotta get money before I can do that.
1,000,000's not bad. 1,000,000 you build up really quick. It's not bad. And you get a respect every 10 levels.
Is
So
it
every
possible to
10 levels,
transfer IF or inf from one character to another? I don't know.
you can email your inf to another character through your global email. Just send it to your chat handle. So whatever. So if you want to check what your chat handle is, let me look at this real quick so I can tell you exactly. You go to menu, and then chat handle, and it'll tell your global name, and you can email as much money as you want to that global name.
Oh, there's the email. Okay.
And then whatever your email is for your global channel, you just do @ and then your global chat handle, and it will send us that email, that infamy to that character. You can do it to every single character you want. So if you have a 50 that can make you some money, you can send to the other characters.
I don't have a 50 yet. I just have, the couple million here or there from selling.
For sure. Do you know your global chat handle?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I can find it. It's,
yeah, if you could find it real quick, I can help you out a little bit since you're not there yet.
Iron Space Retribution.
Can you put it in general for me in this Discord?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know where your general is. There it is. Text channels general. Just hit me up. Just tell me what your global handle is, and I'll send you 100 million real quick.
That's it.
Iron Retribution. Okay.
Didn't realize it went off the first character I played.
Yeah, that's what it does. The very free. You can change it, so you can go to that chat handle and you can change it to whatever you want. You get one freebie, and then if you really don't like the one freebie, you can always send a petition in, a support ticket, and ask them for one more rehandle, rechange, and you can change it again.
All right. Thank you for letting me know that, by the way.
It's helpful.
And ahead of time for the influence.
Yeah, 100 million is not bad for me, bud.
God, I hope not once you get over 1 trillion. If you're still worrying about it.
Yeah, exactly. I stopped at 1 trillion because I thought that was enough, and then they started saying more nerfs, and when they started saying more nerfs, I was like, maybe I should hit 2. Because I like to help people. That's my thing, is I like to help people out, so I send a lot out. $464. Because the more people help out, the more people play longer, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it depends on how they approach the game, but potentially,
The
yeah.
game's a lot of fun. And like I said, once you hit 50, that's where it starts. Because there's so much 50. There's so much 1 to 50 content, as Phil will tell you. He loves the 1 to 50 stuff, but like the in-game, all the different task forces, the speeds, the different trials, all that stuff is at 50. And it's not just your first 50, it's your second 50, your third 50, your fourth 50. Like, I'm going to build this character just for this part of content. That's really where the game lies.
I've actually surprisingly been enjoying the low level content enough to.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like, I like just going and running DFB and DIB and then getting into doing the trials and stuff like that.
And then once you hit 35, there's this thing called the Imperious Task Force, and people run it all the time, and they do it at +4, and you'll level so quick through it, and it's a lot of fun still too as well.
Good question. The fuck's a void skiff?
It's a temporary. It's a power you get from the start vendor. It's one of the like temporary travel powers, but it's not really a travel power because it turns all your other powers off when you use it. I
Interesting.
never buy it personally. I think it's like $1 million.
Yeah, it is. I haven't had a character starting off with $1 million before, so I'm kind of like looking at all this stuff.
Okay.
With that.
I spend like 900 million per character I start because I'm buying all the you can go scroll down and you'll see I think they're called signature summons, which is in like the very bottom pool on the start vendor, and they're 5 million for 5. And I buy all of them for my characters, so I spend like 900 million to start with.
Consumables?
Yeah. It's like 5 million or 10 million per 5. But you get, like, if you're a hero, you get Statesman or Positron. I would probably want to spend a little bit on that because it's really nice to have a Statesman. If you're getting fucked up in a certain mission, you can pull out this Statesman, he fucks everything up for you. Or a Positron, he fucks everything up for you. It's a temporary power. It's really nice. I personally, I played through 4 times recently with a 1 to 50 with my kid. And that was one of my favorite powers to have when we were getting fucked up.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. And then like when you get like to like 20 plus, like +2 or +1's nice because it's a little more challenging. And then you want to do like +6 for the mission team, so you feel like you're actually doing something. Like you just want to up that difficulty a little bit so that you feel like you're actually doing something. Because it can get boring otherwise, and you don't want to get bored, right?
Well, that's the thing, though, is that I do enjoy the game. I want to get to the higher level so I can do stuff with more people and experience the higher level content and stuff.
So this is your first one way through?
Going through? Huh?
This is your first time through?
I haven't made it to 50 yet. My highest right now is like 33.
So concentrate on getting to 50 first, and then, like I said, once you're 50...
I got alt-itis. Do you know how it goes?
Oh, I know. But my alt-itis says, let's go 1 to 50 on the next tune, you know? And I have farmers that farm my next tune-up kind of thing. Because there's so much fun things to do 1 to 50, but once you get 50, that's where the game starts. Like, that's, personally, in my opinion, that's where the game starts. And you can still go back and do all that fucking, the Positron 1, the Positron 2, the fucking Citadel, all that, all the different content. Put yourself vigilante, so you can do the red stuff
task
too.
force commander thing. I want to get that badge so I give the extra 5% HP because I'm, like that. But
hell yeah.
Gotta get there first.
Yeah, you can do that on villain side really quick too, though, through the invader badge.
Oh, no kidding.
And so we have ways that once we get to 50, we're like, oh, let's do the fastest way through this possible. That's a good one to get to, though. But like I said, the game starts at 50. It's it's fun to play through all the other stuff, but the game really starts at 50. That's where all the content begins, and you can always go back and do all the other shit you want to do. But like at 50 is where you get to experience your character and what it can possibly do. Because like once you're able to put a full build on your character, it plays completely different than the character you were playing before. Completely different. Like it will not be the same character. It will turn into I struggled to I'm a fucking god. And then I'm a god that has to deal with demigods, and I'm gonna get my ass kicked a little bit, but I'm still a fucking god.
And I remember back in the days before Ouroboros, when if you wanted to do other than task forces, if you wanted to do any pre-50 story arcs, you could only do them during that level.
Right.
And I used to stay in permadebt just so that I could get as many story arcs in as possible.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, Ouroboros I think was like I-14 or I-13 maybe.
Yeah.
It's a fun addition to the game.
Yeah.
We don't play in that game anymore though. Like they changed it completely.
There's been a lot of changes since. Well, there's been a lot of changes since I first started playing. I've started playing on release and played till shutdown. But
I played on beta till shutdown.
Yeah. I got in an open beta. Basically the pre-order beta a couple days early, but that and then till shutdown, and played a little bit on Homecoming here and there. Just started getting really back into it now.
A lot of fun. There are so many different things you can do.
6 other games I'm playing. I can play City Heroes too.
There you go.
Like I was telling Phil, if it's the thing you love to do, and that's the only aspect of the game you love to do, then that's the thing you love to do. And I really feel sad that a lot of the devs and DMs of this game have been like really assaulting people who love to do one aspect of the game. Because they have been punishing people who like to farm, and I'm like, if you like to farm, that's the thing you like to do, and you like just to farm, that's great. I love you. You're so great. If you like to just do Ouroboros, I love you. That's the thing you like to do. It's not my thing, but you know, if that's what you love to do, then we should push it as hard as possible so that you're enjoying this aspect of the game.
What's funny is my 2 favorite games are this and FF14, and about the only similarities between them are their MMOs, and you can spend hours trying to get your character to look exactly the way you want.
Oh hell yeah!
And almost everything about them is different.
The character creation is so much fun, right?
You're right.
Like that's like me and my 3 buddies were just sitting around trying to design a costume, and we're just like, oh yeah, here, this thing, add this little bit, fucking maybe you should have this one instead of for the enforcer or this. I'm like, yeah, we gotta get the perfect costume. My thing is I really don't like playing characters unless their costumes are awesome. Like
Right.
if I don't enjoy the way the character looks, I don't want to play that character.
Well, I remember
this character was the hardest one for me to make because I had like no inspiration to go off of. I was like, all right, I gotta find one piece that I'm looking at that I can start to build something around.
Right.
So I was just struggling.
I
remember
one...
during the open beta, I think the servers weren't up 24 hours. There was limited times the servers were up, and I remember logging in as soon as the server came up, and by the time I had my costume done, the servers had shut down.
I actually stole my open beta, my closed beta from my friend because he had gotten to closed beta, and I'm like, okay, well I want to play this game because I didn't even know. I had saved the when they first announced they were making this game, it was in 1999, and I had like saved a bookmark from it, and I'm like, this is the game I want to play. Sounds like the most amazing thing ever. And then in like 2005, whatever, I looked back at my bookmarks, I'm like, holy shit, it's the same fucking game. And that's like building your costume was one of the greatest things you could possibly do, just like making it perfect for yourself. And it makes the game so much more enjoyable having a great costume for your character that you really enjoy.
Oh yeah.
Like my kid when he first started playing this game, when my little kid when he first started playing it, like 3 years old, that's all he would do is just play with the costume creator. He wouldn't do anything else but play with the costume creator for forever. And then he'd play through the fucking tutorial, and all of his characters were level 2, and he had like 570 fucking level 2s.
Yeah, that's something I've always been really into, is getting trying to get the look I wanted just right. In way back, if you remember the game Star Wars Galaxies,
I've been playing that on the emulator too.
I was a tailor, I think, and that's basically all I did, is I made costumes for people. I would go over to the cantina and help all the musicians and dancers figure out how they wanted to look and make costumes and outfits for them.
Oh yeah. It's a giant aspect of this game, is just the character creation, is like what can I make my character look like, and there's billions of combinations. Literally billions of combinations in this game where you can make your character look like whatever you want. It doesn't have to require, well, so when we first started playing this game, in order to get a cape, you had to do a certain mission, and then in order to do an aura, you had to do a certain mission. It was level 20 for the cape and level 30 for the aura.
Yep, I remember this.
But now it's all open, so you can just do whatever the fuck you want. And they, like, even certain costume pieces. Well, there's a few costume pieces that you have to unlock, I think, at this point. No, there's none. There's absolutely no. What do you have to unlock?
There's these styles of like sleeves and belts or something like that like drape down, that you don't seem. I can't for the life of me seem to find them anywhere.
They're in there. They're in there. There's nothing you have to unlock except for the like the bonk, or there's like the NPC costumes you can apply from Aether merits. Otherwise, everything's in there. You just haven't found them yet. Everything's in there. There's nothing to unlock in this game except for those ones. Sorry.
I don't know. I mean,
no, it's true.
I don't
it's
want to
true.
doubt you, but like
I promise you, there is nothing. If you haven't found it, it's because you haven't found it yet. But it's there. They're buried under options, but they're still there. There's nothing to unlock in this game unless you want like a custom character for like the Aether unlocks. For like you want to look like an NPC. Or wait. There are secondary auras you can earn through the Aether merits. So, for example, a few of my characters, I have their costumes set for the Aether merits. So there's like a rock or a stone armor unlock that does a minimal, that you can make your character look cool with like fucking crystal armor and shit like that. But that's the only unlock, is the Aether merit secondary aura unlocks. Those are pretty cool, but they cost a shit ton, and it's not worth it unless you're constantly doing that kind of content or have enough infamy not to care about it. Even the +5s, like I would never boost anything to +5 unless you had a shit ton of infamy sitting around where you could afford it, or it's your only character you play. But everything else is there. You just haven't found the secondary option to unlock that fucking little drapery, or it's only available on the, because there's a couple of ones that are only available on the huge or the normal or the female. Like there's certain ones that are only available to those certain type of fucking body types.
I can't tell if that's a weapon or if that is, what is that? Okay, it's probably a broadsword. Sorry, dude's got a fucking swordfish on his back, and I was like, what is that from?
For sure. But yeah, even every weapon you can, like if you have a certain weapon, everything is unlocked except for, like I said, the secondary auras, or if you want to get an NPC look, where you're adopting the character model of the NPC.
And I
Otherwise,
remember when they had to use a recipe to get wings, and those things, when they first
yeah.
introduced them, were
I remember
so
that too.
expensive, and until they increased the drop rate up. But at first, they were just absurdly expensive.
Or you had to like unlock Ricky stuff where you had to go through and get all the Vanguard stuff in order to pull that off. Yeah, or you had to pay $30 to get a certain costume set. Definitely, I paid that $30 for a few of them.
Hey, but
But
you know what was great about that though? It was account wide.
yeah, and it was an individual look.
That is one complaint about I have about the 14. The shop
I haven't
outfits
played
are per character.
Scam,
that particular game, but I could imagine.
scam Andreas in chat says they do sell a few cosmetic things in the LOF for obols now. Alt colored Roman stuff.
That's actually for you get that stuff from yeah, they do have additional costume pieces, alt Roman stuff that you can get from the what is it, Labyrinth of Fog to unlock. That's for sure. That is one of the things they've added recently.
What is Labyrinth of Fog? That doesn't sound familiar to me.
It's a 50 content thing that you do through their Midnighter Club. I know that Elysian Guardians does it at least once a day. It's not the funnest thing ever, but it's still a thing you can do. I've only done it a handful of times personally. Some people really like it though, but it's not, like I said, there's so many grooves for this game where you find the thing that you really enjoy doing and you just do it over and over again. But my thing is speed TF. That's what I really enjoy doing. Is just going through and just trying to go fast. And it's so iTrials I have a hard time with because you don't really have the ability to say, oh, I accomplished this thing, I did this thing, and I made the team go faster. Task forces, there's a lot of things where there's what is it called? Sorry.
I'm kind of curious about something. There's like a badge doing DFB that's like, you know, you got to kill the boss first, not hurt any of the NPCs. And people were always saying like, don't use Sands of Move while you're fighting that boss. And I'm like, why? It's not an AOE.
It is an
Samsung is a very narrow cone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an extremely narrow cone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is like a melee cone AOE. Mm-hmm.
I don't ever buy it
Oh
anymore.
shit, does say that right there.
I use it on a rare occasion when doing low level tunes when they need a little extra oomph.
I use it up until like 5 or 6.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good to get those little guys.
Yeah.
Little guys, but that's where I'm very excited that I've kind of figured out a way to kind of do some of these controllers and stuff without using, like it used to be in the past when I would play controllers through low levels and like up to 10, 20, 25 till you get the pet, and even then sometimes even with the pet I'd be using Black Wand and stuff like that. But I've found a way to be able to use Arcane Bolt and a couple of combinations of some other powers to where I don't feel like I finally need to use those smart vendor items anymore. Those characters.
I like the Nemesis staff. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Ghost Slaying Axe for sure.
Oh yeah.
I like to use everything at my advantage when I'm at those low levels just to go a little bit faster.
Well, yeah, no, exactly, and I used them a lot on controllers, but I was just like, I think I have found like on this controller here that I'm streaming right now, her rotation's pretty tight to where I don't feel like I need to be using the Black Wand and stuff anymore. So that's good. I'm trying to work on like, you know, some builds that you know, you can solo controller at a good speed.
I like controllers in teams. I don't really like controllers solo though. Unless it's an illusion. Speed is a lot of fun because, or just regular like 50 stuff, because I feel that they're a buffer beyond anything else that happens to have a little bit of CC, a little bit of crowd control. but
Yeah,
controllers are probably one of my
so
least
usually
favorite HPs.
So usually my, being a big solo player in low levels, my go-to is Dominators, because Dominators have that secondary where they do plenty of, damage, single target damage especially.
Definitely.
So I would always use Dominators, and Controllers just kill so slowly. I just, you have to use a bunch of start vendor items just to kind of get through things, and even then it's still super slow. But my new rotations I've come up with take advantage of containment, full advantage of containment, to actually make them nearly as fast. Ooh, prismatic aether. To make them nearly as fast as probably some of my best DOMs in these level ranges before the pets come online. And then once you get pets, it continues to do really well and tightens up even better. So yeah. Power set is Arcane Bolt under. It's under sorcery.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I
no,
used to
I'm
use it a lot,
answering.
but-
I'm answering chat here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I knew you knew, but yeah, someone was asking, where's that found at? It's it's here under sorcery. So, underneath the big picture of the girl, but right, we'll put her in the middle there. There you go. But yeah, she's right there. But yeah, you want to take Arcane Bolt pretty early.
Protection. You get Rune of Protection in that set too, which is really nice.
Really good. Rune of Protection is really, really good for group play.
And then the travel power in that, which is what is the travel
Mystic
power
Flight.
in that again?
Yeah, Mystic Flight.
Mystic Flight
Combination of
also
flight and
gets
teleport.
It gets a teleport in its secondary, and teleport's really helpful.
Yeah.
But you can't.
It's one of my favorite travel powers.
You can't enhance the teleport though. Teleport. I usually go super speed and teleport in all my builds now.
Yeah.
Instead of Mystic Flight, I used to use Rune of Protection a lot when I was trying to up the resistance of the characters, but most teams at high levels don't require you to up resistance, so it's kind of a wasted power.
So in the past when I ran this character, which is Dark Controller, and I was going through a mission, it would take me 20-25 minutes sometimes to clear a mission because the killing was so slow. Now I've respect and changed my rotation, did a deep dive on exactly how containment works, and was able to come up with a new rotation. And for those of you watching the stream, I got through that probably as quick as I do on most of my Dominators. Maybe a little bit slower, but not by much. So it's obviously not going to compare with a Brute. Like if you want speed clearing, you're going to do something like a Brute or something, or a Blaster. But it's good, steady progress, and you feel powerful because you're locking everything down before you kill it and whatnot. So, but yeah, I gotta get going to bed, guys. I have to sadly work tomorrow. So,
man, nice talking to you.
I appreciate the chit chat, and like I said, look forward to that video, and I'll definitely shoot it off to you once it's done and it's posted, and you can feel free to spread it to whoever and wherever you want.
More,
or
but you put nearly daily mothership raids here. You don't understand. The person I have doing mothership raids is doing them 6 times a day.
Well, there you go.
It's ridiculous, and we're you did say, running your constant teams throughout the day and night. Yeah, we're doing task force +4s. If it's not content I enjoy, somebody else enjoys the content. And they're pushing that, and that's what we always try to go for, is everything you love is amazing, and we want to push that to the forefront as much as possible.
Well, there you go.
We just have the scheduled stuff because that's the stuff we schedule, but everything else is constantly going.
Well, I will make a video, and I think I want to say I have Brine Force in there. One of my favorite characters, my Water Blast Storm Summoning Corruptor, is so much fun, and she is one I pushed to 50 because I just had so much fun I couldn't stop playing the character, and got her in some sets and everything like that, decent low level sets anyways, or decent low money sets. And
so show up this Saturday, right? So show up this Saturday.
No, that's all you, Chief.
5 p.m. No, you can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Not to mention Saturdays I run a professional Pathfinder game, so they'll be very upset if I don't show up, and they won't be happy.
All right.
Yeah.
5 p.m. PST.
Yeah. I run that from on PST. That would be 2 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Oh.
It's a 5 hour.
No.
It's a 5 hour block of time. So.
All right, Wednesdays. What do you do Wednesdays?
Yeah. But
What do
Wednesdays
you
I
do
run.
Wednesdays?
Wednesday night I run. It's called Ruby Phoenix Tournament. It's another Pathfinder professional table I run. I run 2 a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Good show. To any
But,
other one though, we would love to have you, and you could
well,
experience some 50 shit with more than 2 players.
I have done 50. Yeah, that Lady Grey shit's all you, my friend. You can keep her. You can take her out to dinner and wine and dine her and tell her she's a wonderful person, because I don't like her.
In 20 minutes, you could pull a thing off in 20 minutes.
I defriended her on Facebook and stuff. I told her to go.
20 minutes.
I told her to go someplace
20
else.
minutes.
Hey, Pizza Nut, how are you doing tonight? Thanks for dropping in. I told her to go and make herself useful somewhere else.
Lady Grey's one of my favorites. Yeah. I fucking love speeding Lady Greys. They're amazing.
Yeah. What's the UG there for Ladera? Are you UGing at Lady Grey, or you don't like little devil doll here or whatever? Which I forget who designed this character, but anyway, Dark Dominator. So.
I have one of those.
Or Controller. Dark Controller. Controller, not to be confused with Dominator.
I have both of those. I love them.
Yeah. Yes, on which part, Ladera? We need context because there's a delay. Yeah, you got to tell me what you said UG about. You love her? You love the character, or you love Lady Grey? You got to type complete sentences because of the time delay. I don't know what you're loving and you're UGing. It's very confusing to us. Oh.
I know what they're talking about.
You know what they're talking about?
I know what they're talking about.
Nice.
Can I give them my Discord?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I give you your Discord all the time.
I'll type in a general.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump over there right now. We have a few people in. We like to bullshit, say weird things. We're a little, how do I describe it? Especially this late at night, we don't have many barriers. We like to talk shit and bullshit and say mean things and nice things, and yeah. So if you guys want to come join me, we can. I'm going to jump over there right now. You guys have a great night. We love new players, and anytime that you feel you need to join, you can. Hey.
There you guys go. So, like I said, I'll make a video and we'll.
I can't wait to
I'll
hit
get
me that
on
video. I can't wait to watch it.
I'm gonna record it inside of the supergroup base because I should be able to get into that. I'd imagine so.
The Sovereign
supergroup base.
I have to go. They're adding a new patch for the what's it called? The beta, where you can like add your supergroup base coordinates. So everyone, they can just click on it, and it'll make them join from the supergroup creator. So we're like in Atlas or in Port Oaks. Either one you go to, you can like click on it, and it'll automatically teleport you to there. And there's going to be a new badge for going into 100 supergroup bases for at least a minute apiece. It'll be nice.
That sounds painful.
But I only have 11 to do, so I'm okay. But yeah, imagine 100 groups at 60 seconds apiece in order to get a badge.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm not a badge person. They can keep it.
I'm not a badge person either.
No,
that sounds horrible.
No, it's terrible. I mean, I'm not going to go all that just so I can brag to people that I have too much time on my hands.
But the Sovereign base is fun. Have you been to the Sovereign base yet?
Yeah.
It's pretty, right? We got all those groups, little zones to go into and explore.
No, absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to show it off and we're going to make a video out of it and have some fun. So.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, I'm going to jump now. You guys have a great night.
Have a good one.
Later.
I put my Discord in general if you want to join. You guys have a great night.
Oh, yeah. We'll also put it in, let me put it into the chat here in case anyone wants that off the 16 people watching on stream. There we go. All right. Oh, hey, Ladera's in voice channel too. Oh, hey, Ladera. Ladera's here and Ladera's there. Ladera's everywhere. Yeah. Now, Mike, that's all good, Ladera. I appreciate you being on tonight, though. And hopefully, Goose, you had a good time tonight.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool. We get to definitely let's see here. Let me say goodnight to the streaming guys. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. I'll see you in videos tomorrow. We'll be streaming tomorrow, but good night.